Please help me welcome to the floor Tien Tan. Can we actually just turn the screen off? It's a bit distracting, I feel like, when I'm down there anyway. I'm an actor and I'm a social media influencer, personality person, whatever you want to call it. And so today I'll be kind of addressing you in the sense of how I find social media can really impact mental health. So when I first started making videos on social media, it was because I wanted to be an actor, but I don't know what I was doing. So I was like, well, at least I can pretend to be an actor and just kind of shoot my own videos and do my own thing. And kind of down the line, it took off on its own and it kind of became its own thing. And I'm like, cool, now I'm kind of known online for making funny videos because that's originally what I started doing. But after a little while, I was thinking, you know, it's cool, like I can share funny videos and people can laugh, but there are other things that I really want to express that I find I cannot just do through comedy skits. That kind of transformed into me just speaking to a camera, like directly, like no filter or anything, about my journey, what I'm feeling, my struggles, or concepts and mindsets that I found were really useful. And I found when I started doing that, just sharing kind of my truth, my vulnerable truth online, it impacted people so much more than just posting funny videos. Like, sure, maybe these videos won't get as many views as the funny videos, but the kind of comments and the kind of messages and the sort of engagement that I will get from these videos were so much more meaningful than just people, having a laugh, tagging their friends, and just kind of going off, again to their day. And that's when it hit me. I was like, wow, it's actually like amazing how good social media can be for positive mental health if you actually use it in that way. Because like social media has that bad rap about it's really bad for mental health, which I agree. It's like if you scroll through Instagram, the more you scroll, the more depressed you get. Because you're like, oh my God, he's doing so much better than me, she's so pretty, and then you just kind of go down this this numb zombie mode of scrolling up and down, and it doesn't really do anyone any good. And there's been studies that show scrolling through Instagram is linked to depression. So if you're ever feeling depressed, don't go on social media. Like, just have a detox, go to the park or something, run around. You don't have to do that, but just like don't do social media. So social media is bad, but like it can be bad if people only post things that are just like, like in social media, a lot of people, when they post things, it's like, it's not necessarily 100% accurate to what they're doing with their life. It's like, they want to portray a certain image, a certain brand, or a certain feeling, like, look at me, I'm at this location, I'm so cool, and, they're trying to kind of PR themselves in a way. And I find that kind of paints an unrealistic reality of what that person is doing and what kind of reality everyone else should be living. Because what ends up happening is people start comparing themselves and they start feeling shitty about themselves because they're not where they are, for example. So that's really, I find, I don't like it when people do that, and I think if you're more authentic about what you're posting on social media, you can actually change the landscape a lot. And there was this one video that I'll share with you that I made a few years ago, and I was basically just, I learned this concept, and it's called kintsugi, and it's like this concept from Japan, and essentially in Japan, when pottery gets broken, instead of just throwing it away, they repair it. But when they repair it, they use like gold lacquer. It's kind of like a gold kind of glue to repair the bowl or the pot or whatever back into the original shape. So when you repair it, it's like the same bowl, but now there's like golden cracks where it used to be broken. And the whole concept of that is things that are broken but repaired again are actually more beautiful than what it was originally. And I just thought that was such an amazing, beautiful concept. So I just shared that online, and I kind of linked that to like the human condition, where you're going to go through a lot of bad times, but every time you pick yourself up and you get through it, you actually become stronger and more beautiful as a person. And I just really liked that concept. So I just picked up my phone. I was just like blah blah blah. I just talked about it for like a minute and a half, and it was very unfiltered. I didn't even shave. I looked terrible, I thought, but. Anyway, the video did super well. It has over maybe, 4 million views or something right now. And it was just like the amount of response that I got from that, it was like, it blew my mind. Like there were so many comments and so many messages saying like, oh, I was going through a really hard time, and after watching your video, I felt so much better. I felt so much more hope. I had messages saying like, I was, thinking of committing suicide and stuff like that, but then I watched your video and I was like, hey, I don't feel like doing that anymore. And I was like, whoa. When that hit me, I was like, I just like cried like a little bitch for like, a solid couple of minutes. Like, when those kind of things hit me, I was like, wow, that's like, it's amazing how much good you can do on social media, how much power you can have in spreading good messages on social media. Because, sure, you can watch a comedy video and you might have a laugh and maybe the rest of the day you're feeling quite chirpy, but then the next day you kind of go back to your old self. Whereas if you shared more like authentic truths and just kind of really put yourself out there and you share these good positive messages, I feel like you could potentially change someone's life forever. And I find having that sort of impact on society through social media is so much more meaningful than just making like memes and stuff, on social media, I think everybody is the media. Like people on social media, like every single person is the media. It's like a collective space of media where every single person can be a journalist. You can document whatever you're doing and you can share that with people. And I think if people want to share kind of the social, change the social scape of mental health in the media or in social media, everybody can start doing that themselves already. They can influence their friend groups. I find just through being more authentic, sharing your journey, your struggles, whatever it is that you're going with, without any sort of trying to present yourself to be this or that way, because I think that ends up leading to a lot of issues on social media. I find there's a word that goes around, social media influencer, and I find it gets tossed around so casually these days. And when you really think about it, it's like, what are you actually influencing? Sure, you're a social media influencer, but what kind of influence are you actually have? Like, maybe you have 100,000 subscribers on Instagram or whatever, but if all you're doing is posting pictures of your butt and your boobs in different locations, it's like, what sort of impact are you really having? And I just find if that's the norm on social media, and that's causing a lot of the problems, then what I really want to see and what I'm really trying to do is to do the counter of that, which is to post really authentic, real content that actually helps people. And I think everybody can do that, because you don't need to have a lot of followers or subscribers to do that. Everyone can start doing that at any given time, as long as they're not afraid, I guess, to share and be vulnerable online, because I know it's a very scary thing. But I think if we did start doing that, not only will you feel more confident in yourself, because when you start being more yourself online, you actually, I found that people actually really like that, and you find more confidence in you as a person, because you're like, oh, I'm so scared to be myself, but then everyone actually really likes me for that, and you gain confidence. But also when you share your stories, that helps other people break out of their little shell and be like, oh wow, if this person can do it, so can I. So yeah, I think in that sense, social media can be very powerful if we actually try and use it that way. And I hope to add more of that into our discussions later on. Thank you. Yeah.